I've lost track of who had hands. I'm sorry. Sharice, help me with this. I'll tell you what, you point, and I'll answer. Sharice, who's next? Who's next, Sharice?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have two things I'd like to address. We have a friend in Odessa, Texas,
Yes, ma'am.
and she has an 8-year-old granddaughter that has seizures.
Yes, ma'am.
That child has had as many as 15 a day. They got the cannabis or whatever, the drops, out of Colorado, and they give that little child just a few times a day, and some days she doesn't even have one anymore.
Yes.
The most she's had is one a day taking that.
Right.
And so when you hear stories like that, and we have a young lady in Wiener that has a 16-year-old handicapped son, and he had a seizure and fell and hit his head and got 12 staples in his head.
Yes.
3 days later, he did it again. And so when we know or we think that cannabis would help them,
Right.
it's hard to.
And see, that's what, and I agree with you, and I say, yes, I understand, and I believe you are correct. And maybe, in retrospect, governments should have legalized marijuana oils 2 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. But they haven't. And so now what you have is you have people that want it for recreational purposes hiding behind that little sick child and say, do it for the children. And it's not, they're not, in my opinion, they're not concerned about children because, see, they could have written these measures where it would have addressed that. They could have. You know, where, you know, can't smoke it, it has to be done this way, it can only be available to these kind of people, only for this little bit of ailments. But they put 60 ailments on it. And they said, if you've got pain, you can walk on and on. And it's like, guys, you're not writing it for those little kids. So you're going to let this huge genie out of the bottle while you hide behind a little sick child out here, and it's going to decimate teenagers. And it's going to, I had a businessman walk up to me out there a while ago and said, how many man hours are we going to lose on the job or in school because people are high all the time? And you talk to any person the age of my boys, my boys are in their 20s, they will tell you they went to school with a lot of people that just sit there and smoke weed and didn't have even any ambition to go out and do mischief, let alone go to class. You know, it's just like nothing. I mean, they're just zoned out. Teresa, who's next?
She said she had one more thing.
Okay, and we have about 10 minutes, so we're going to use this time as much as we can. Go
My
for it.
family owns a rice farm with 1,000 acres in Poinsett County. It's wonderful ground. If you need somewhere to raise it, we've got 1,000 acres. We'll bring it.
To that point, you know, both these measures will say, oh, well, you've got to have it locked up at a greenhouse. But see, if you read the wording of the measure, it says an enclosed, locked area or facility. I think the cow pasture with a barbed wire fence and a lock on it would qualify. Guys, I really believe it would. Because it's enclosed and it's locked. So you might be able to do that. Now, you might have to put armed guards out there to keep people from slipping over the fence. But yeah, you probably would. Who's next, Sharice? Let them see you.
Yes, it might be a coincidence, but the day after the president's daughter was being shown on YouTube smoking marijuana, he reminded the country that it is still a federal offense to smoke marijuana and be in possession of marijuana. So what good does it do states if states don't have a right when it comes to guns or anything else? Why is the federal government able to say, why are they sticking to their guns on this?
I talked to somebody at the Chamber of Commerce who spoke to Chris Thayer, who's one of the U.S. attorneys here in Arkansas. He said, we've been directed not to enforce the federal marijuana laws. And you know who that came from? The Department of Justice. You know who runs that? The Obama administration.
Yes.
Washington State, Oregon, Colorado, and I believe Alaska all have recreational. And then a bunch of states have so-called medical. But I found out ours is more wide open. here on the medical side than some of the other states have been, especially in the employment area. Teresa's next. Yes, ma'am.
So often when they write these things up and put it on the ballot, yes doesn't mean yes and no doesn't mean no.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to know what we should really vote for?
It'll be for and against. And if you want to stop it, then against means stop.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Teresa's next.
Oh, I was gonna, okay, ask the same question for else, but you, yes. Yes, you.
Yes, you.
I'm a dog fan at the Red County Sheriff, so I'm very, very interested. I'm also a special needs and greatly love what problems the sheriff's department's deputies and police officers get when you incarcerate people in jail. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, and my good friend, Captain Kevin Russell with the Benton Police Department, I don't know if you're acquainted with him or not, but Captain Russell, obviously, is a police officer. He started his own group to oppose these measures because of his looking at it through the law enforcement lens. He said, this is terrible. And Ronnie Baldwin with the Sheriff's Association, Mr. Baldwin with the Sheriff's Association, I believe is still very strongly against it. I think the problem that they see is the guy's weaving down the highway, they pull him over, and they say, sir, you're intoxicated. He pulls out a marijuana card. Then what do they do? And how do they prove him intoxicated when there really are no good tests right now for it? And so, do they just let him go? Do they haul him in? It creates all that blurriness in there, where right now, they can say, hey, we're taking you in, and and all that, because he doesn't have that affirmative defense in that card. And so, that makes a big difference. I was thinking about this the other day.
Once they're already incarcerated, they're going to need to.
Are they going to say, I got to have my medicine?
The bailiff, right?
Yeah, and see, I don't know the answer to that, and that, I can see that landing in court, couldn't you? Where some inmate would say, it's my medicine, they won't let me have my medicine. And then they end up suing, and they get to sit back there in the jail cell and swear.